Welcome to United Real Therapy, people. Most of you know this fella here next to me. This is the first time we've done a live show and the brother's been here. Big up. And the people who are saying we've fallen out and all that. It's fine. This is my my right kidney, bro. Right kidney.
We're here, man. We're here.
It's absolute love. So, big up to every one of you.
What?
Yes. The gang's
What
back.
the
brothers?
Yes.
What go on? Big up people. Prem therapy talk.
Good,
we already know who gets for the second week in a row who gets the therapy. We already know who's getting the therapy. So let's go into it. Saeed, how are you? How's the workout?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Literally just got in like literally a second ago, man. So big up to everybody. Big up Aaron in the building.
Come on, man. Good to see you.
Back again. Good to see you. And man.
Remember the times when I was arguing with these two guys saying, give Ollie some time.
I know.
Give Ollie some time. And I was telling these two, give Ollie the time, man. Give him the time that he needs. But you know what? There's absolutely nowhere for us to start but to start where we start. Aaron.
We did it at the same time as well.
You know what it is?
It's like Saeed says all the time. If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
I say that from the beginning, bro.
Literally. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. So you might as well laugh, innit?
Might as well laugh. Yeah, man. Big up to every one of you in here. Please share, subscribe, like. Saeed, is it already been out 5 o'clock? To tell us about the.
It's out. It's out, man. Everyone's coming for you, Nordin, man. Everyone's coming for you.
Let them, man. I love it when they come for me. Listen, they have to come for somebody. I understand. So you take it out on those who are close. So I'm happy for people to take it out on me. It's been a very interesting weekend. You'd watch most of the games, Aaron?
Yes, I actually watched most of them. I watched Match of the Day. I managed to catch some of them live. So I watched the scores this weekend.
Right. So there's only. We're gonna have to come back to it because we can't start with this because let's finish off. Let's finish off with that. So we're gonna finish off. Exactly. Let's finish off because we're gonna go off. But big up to everybody. So we're gonna have the Muppet Pundit of the week. We're gonna have the Player of the week, and the moment of the moment of the weekend. The moment. That's what we're going for, right?
Okay.
And that was also the team of the weekend, innit? The team that performed, that showed something, right? So we already have ideas. So those of you in the comments, please get involved. But if we go to the table, I mean, you can't see it because I don't want to minimize Saeed. So we go Brentford and Norwich. First win. Big up Daniel Fark on his way out the door.
They said,
boom.
Listen.
They were like, thank you, but see you later.
Goodbye.
We don't care that you got the win. The door's right there. And please don't forget to close it behind you.
And you know what?
At least he said, I'm all right with that, though. At least he said, I'm all right with that.
Oh, did he say that?
Apparently. Yeah, but it was agreed. It was a pre-agreed that he would leave after the game.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
So no, oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Big relief.
Pre-agreed.
No. It's not on here. The BBC, I've got it. It says, Daniel Fark, big, the win is a big relief before learning his fate. Wow.
Yeah, I reckon he found out after the game.
After the game.
Yeah.
After the game, he found out. So,
yeah.
So, obviously, Norman, what a goal. This kid, first game, in it, first proper game being involved. He scored an absolute bad boy goal. And then Pookie with a penalty.
Yeah.
Henry equalizes. Before that, Brentford had a couple of goals disallowed, in a couple of offside. They had a couple of goals disallowed. I mean, Brentford are still learning. Like me and Saeed talked about it last week. This is their second loss in a row, innit? They lost to Burnley, didn't they? Lose to Burnley or
Burnley.
Yeah,
losses now.
Yeah, they lost to Burnley. And it's about their fans, their stadium, they get off for the bigger teams of the league. But the teams around them where they're 6 pointers at the moment, they're coming up short.
Yeah.
And he's accepted it. I like their manager. They'll be back. They're getting used to it. It's teething problems, innit? They've started off fantastically well. And at this moment in time,
I said it though. I said if they when they get to this kind of period where you have to play the teams around you, like Burnley and Norwich, they should be winning, but they haven't, and that's where you can't. And then when you go into a big game like Liverpool, you can't just say, "Oh, we win the game for." You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? So they need results now. And now they're looking at every point thinking, oh, when's our next point gonna actually come? You know?
But I like Brentford though, man. I like the way they play football. I like
their football structure. I love their journey. Please research, guys. Research their structure, how they use analytics when they sign players. They've got Brentford. Would you believe it or not? I've got a better football instructor than Man United, but that's saying something. That's saying something. So Brentford, they're going into that international break. After two losses in a row.
Yep.
They're hopefully most of these players are not all internationals. So my words about this coach, they'll come out and fight when they come out in their next game in the Premier League. Trust me.
They'll be fresh, man.
So Saeed is a bit blurry because Neil Ashton's around. Neil Ashton.
Am I blurry now?
No, he's fine now. It's fine now. It's fine. I think blurry is the word, bro, Stephen Kramer. Because blurry's been our form. Every Man United fan is blurry, mate. We're seeing things in 3D, not in 2D, not in 4D, not in HD. 3D, mate. I
know we're going to talk about it in a second, but I'm actually glad that I wasn't there, man, because I would have lost my head if I was there. I can't even imagine what it was like for you two. Like, you were there. You were there. You watched the 2-0, but most importantly, you were there for the 5-0. You watched United.
You watched I will take that to the grave with me. I will take that to the grave with me. That's
crazy, man.
I will take it to the grave with me.
This was worse, though. This was worse.
I wanted to ask both of you, what was worse to watch? The United 5-0 against Liverpool?
This one.
Or the City 6-1?
Nah, to me, the City 6-1 I was fine with because they scored 3 goals in injury time. Yeah. Nah, this one for me, this one hurt the most. This has been the most convincing, devastatingly convincing, like devastatingly forensic. Stripping. It was forensic, mate. Absolute chop bit by bit. That's what. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it was. But let's go quickly through it because I want to talk about the humiliation and what we are. Humiliation FC.
By the way, shout out to Bradley Williams. He had a good game, man.
Yeah. Listen, we'll come to his game in a minute. But hey, this is a shock result. Burnley. Chelsea made loads of chances.
One dice clarity, me.
Hey, me. This is it. This is what it is, right? Chelsea, Havertz look comfortable, celebrated before more goals are going to flow. The longer it stays 1-0, people, and the other team's in the game, the most. That's what it is. 1-0. It's not enough. And at the end of the day, Chelsea suffered for it. Chelsea played well. From what I could see, they had chances. Nick Pope made some decent saves. And at the end of the day, there you go. What happens. It is what it is, people.
I actually met one of Burnley's players in Manchester Arndale. Their new signing, Maxwell Cornet.
We got.
I did.
Cornet!
Was that today?
No, that was on when was it? On Friday.
Wow.
I met him.
Wow.
We had a quick conversation in French, and I just
of course, the lingo. Of course, hit him with the lingo.
I just wished him well for the season. I told him that he's
bro.
Saeed, since he came in, he's been doing well, bro.
He's been doing amazing. From Leon, obviously, a player from Leon.
Yeah.
He took his chance. Man's dropped in.
Banging in goals.
And the week before,
like regular goal, like
proper ball goals.
Listen,
he's been on a therapy as one of the players of the form players of the Premier League.
But this is what I like about Burnley team. Like Cornet came in, it's a breath of fresh air. It's something different. It's not.
He's getting them to play football.
Exactly.
He's encouraging them. Yeah.
So I reckon from this signing, I think Burnley might make more of these signings.
Of course, trust me, because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. And big up Patrice Vieira.
Listen, this
guy got Palace.
This guy got Palace.
Only black manager, mate. Only black manager in the league.
This guy got Palace playing proper football, mate.
2-0, mate.
Like they're playing football. Remember under what's his name, Roy Hodgson?
Yeah.
Long balls forward.
Second ball, third ball to
Benteke. Like, no, man.
Benteke looks proper striker now,
proper old school.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. Yo, Patrick Vieira, massive respect because he's got Palace playing
against a good Wolves team who been on a good run.
Saucy, sexy football, mate. That's what the two of my brethren who are Palace fans are like. Are you watching?
Yeah,
they're saying to me, "Are you watching? Do you want Patrick?" They say to me, "Do you want Vieira as your manager?" I swear.
2 points behind us, man. 2 points behind us, you know.
Wow, that's we still have to play them, you know.
Still
have to play December the 4th we played them. December the 4th. And you know what? They're a team where they'll easily play us.
Wolves had their chances, but Palace put them away, bro.
Yeah.
And again, who's the young player? Absolute baller as well. Since been on loan at Crystal Palace, this start at the beginning of the season, he's been one of their best players.
Gallagher.
Yeah.
My guy went to the Hammer Stadium, silenced them. Crystal Palace, that's their first win.
Cruyff turn.
I just finished. And then he absolutely whipped one off the post against City. This week, one deflected, and in 2-0, game done. Good night, Vienna.
You know, he reminds me of, and I don't want to compare, but he reminds me of Lampard, bro. Them late runs into the box, the finishing,
the graft, the enthusiasm.
The enthusiasm, like he's a proper baller, man. I like Gallagher.
He's only 22, man, as well.
See?
Chelsea needed number 10. I don't know how Chelsea didn't need a number 10 that could run in behind. I know they got Havertz here, but it's a different type of player, man.
Yeah, it's different, man. It's different. They could really do with someone like a Gallagher, man. Really.
Yusuf Ahmed, no owner, no football structure will ever stop us from going to our games, bro. That I'm sorry to say, bro. It's not walkouts. Liverpool fans put pressure on their board and the owners to sell. At the end of the day, no football fan. Merchandise, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Right? Even though that doesn't make them the money. By the way, the merchandise hardly makes them any money. It's the commercial revenue that they bring in. All of the other different sponsors that makes them money. Like the Adidas, like the bigger, like.
And also, Nuruddin, can I just point out, they want people like me, Nuruddin, Aaron, to not be in the stadium. And then what they'll do is they'll bring either a foreign fan or a tourist fan to come in my seat, and every single game, mate, they're buying scarves, they're buying everything. Then the whole Old Trafford then becomes a tourist attraction. And then it's like they're making even more money. You know what I mean? And they can even sell the club into deep Asia, deep America. You know what I mean? So they know what they're doing. So you need people like us in the ground, and when we're doing walkouts and when we're doing anything, to protest and voice our opinion. Because then it becomes a communist club where, you know, United are run, and it's like, no, it's not for all. It becomes a team that's not for all. It becomes a team where, you know what, our say is the final say. And you don't want to become that. So, end of the day, when people say, you know, you don't go to the games, mate, we need to be at the game. We need to see this. And then later on, we can go up. You see Roy Keane, how accessible they are, these people. You never know who can slip out that door. Woodward. If you go in there, then nobody knows Woodward who he is. It's just like, you know what I mean, bro? People will be going to Old Trafford thinking, who's Woodward?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
you're big up, man. Big up Saeed for breaking it down. Vieira took over Palace a couple of months ago, already installed the philosophy and the style of play, whereas Norwegian Wallad still, it is what it is. Ray, you know what we're talking about, man. You know what we're talking about. But Palace, absolutely brilliant football, and it's not going to be an easy game to play them. It's not going to be an easy game to play them, bro.
Yeah.
And then we go on from that. From Palace, Wolves, for me, had their chances. They play a good style of football. They just got this one wrong.
Yeah.
They got this one wrong. And then we move to Brighton. Brighton, oh my God, it reminded me the times when I was at Old Trafford where John O'Shea had to go in net one time. No, it was Rio third. Then I think it was Rio. It was Rio. And he had to Rio face the penalty. Rio faced the penalty and try to put the player off. But Newcastle, again, they've got a new manager now. Eddie Howe, he's going to play good football. It's been confirmed today.
Yeah,
it's no secret he was in the stands. Brighton, I was surprised that they didn't cook Newcastle, but Newcastle try to impress the players, try to impress the new coaches that are coming in. You know what I mean? The new coach, the head of coach, they're not called him a manager, they called him head coach.
Yeah, head
coach. See how Arabia are moving now,
yeah?
They know about football structure, mate. They're not calling you a manager anymore, mate. They're calling people head coach. Coach. And
I prefer that though, because at least we know he's a coach rather than a manager.
That's it. You're a coach. You're not getting things out of the players. See you later.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. And then here we go. Brighton, for me, had chances. Mopé scored the penalty. It was a penalty. VAR got involved again.
A little bit of a dip, though. A little bit of a dip. They had started well now. A couple of draws, a couple of losses.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a bit of a dip. So
because he's got, to be fair, he hasn't got a big squad, has he? He's asking these players to turn it out every week, right? He hasn't got a big, but you can see the football they play. They were still making chances even after the guy got sent off. You know what I mean? The goalkeeper got sent off. So big old Donk couldn't fit his gloves in.
It was his hands were too big.
Too big, mate. It was like OJ all over the game. It wasn't me.
Well, that's a good episode. That was a good documentary, by the way, man.
OJ, the gloves don't fit.
Yeah, that was a good one.
They don't fit, man. Yeah, OJ, we know what you did, mate. But anyway, for me, it shows you Newcastle now bounce back. To me, what the job that Eddie Howe did at Bournemouth, 15,000.
Yeah.
15,000. A club that should be in Division 3 or Division 4.
Yeah.
He kept them in the Premier League for 5 years.
It's crazy.
That, to me, is an absolute genius of a football. And I don't care what anybody says.
And that's without spending money. Like, not without spending real money.
Yeah. Towards the end, they spent a bit of money. But the end, what killed him was when they got injuries. They had too many injuries.
Yeah.
And the players, he lost the players.
Yeah.
And that's why I had to go and they went down.
You know, I was speaking to
good appointment.
I was speaking to one of my boys who's a Liverpool fan, and he was like, Eddie Howe to Newcastle, that's a nice appointment. You know, all the teams in the Premier League better get the light-skinned brothers ready. He loves
the light-skinned.
Callum Wilson, Billing, Solanke.
Wait, was it Mings? Was it Mings?
Mings, yeah.
Stanislas.
Yo, man.
He loves the light skin.
He loves the light skin crew. He loves the light skin massive. Honestly, he loves the light skin massive. Right, this game became a controversy. We're moving on to Arsenal versus Watford. By the way, guys.
They're ahead of us.
I told you we can't banter them. Saeed has told you need to chill out with the banter. Because
we got too giddy.
Football. We got too giddy, didn't we, with the banter?
Way too giddy.
And now they're ahead of us. They're ahead of us. We're going to welcome Hossam into the space, man. Big up, Hossam.
Big up,
guys. Just give me a second. I'm going to set up my camera. Just 1 second.
No problem. He's a Liverpool fan. And lovely he's here because tell us about the Liverpool point of view from the Liverpool side. But Hossam is also can be very objective about football. His football knowledge is second to none. He can be very objective about other football teams, even though he's bantering us as a Liverpool fan. But it is what it is. We'll get his view. Arsenal, it was a very controversial in terms of the way. Big up. This is Aaron, Hassam, Aaron, Saeed, Hossam. You know each other. Yeah, love.
Big up, man. Big up, bro.
Right, big up, Saeed, Aaron, and Nuruddin. A pleasure as always.
Big up, man.
Nice to meet you, man. Nice pleasure to meet you.
It's always love. Controversial. I'm glad that you've come in now. The Arsenal, Brighton. Did you see Danny Rose with a player? He's like that. Get down. He looked at him, put the ball out of play, and kept saying to him, "Stay down." The guy gets up and starts running around.
I know.
Next minute, they defend that first phase, first phase of that attack. Sarr gets taken out, winded on the floor. Referee play on. Next minute, my favorite Arsenal player, because I think he's an absolute talent. I rate this kid, and I've been telling people this kid is got technique that I've not seen in many English young players. And
Smith Rowe, you mean?
Smith Rowe, both feet. Yeah. He's quicker when he's got the ball than without the ball. Right into the bottom corner. At the end of the day, Arsenal are higher than Man United.
And shout out to Smith Rowe. Rashford pulled out the England squad, and Smith Rowe got called up for the England squad. So shout out to him. He deserves it.
Big up on the Carlo.
You know who is not shout out? Southgate, because he just falls to the PR pressure applied by fans, because he doesn't even believe in his own decisions. The only reason he selected Smith Rowe, make no mistake, is because there's pressure from Arsenal fans. Why isn't Smith Rowe in the England squad? Why isn't he in the England squad? So he's just like, shit, what do I do now? Let me just get Emil Smith Rowe to please everyone. He isn't even going to play a minute. Wait and see. He will not play a single minute, but Southgate called him, so he's happy. Listen, the thing is, honestly, like, you know, when I'm trying to banter, when I'm trying to be real, this is actually like such a low point. Because Arsenal at the start of the season lost to Brentford, got pammed by City, lost to Chelsea as well. Chelsea gave them 2. Like Pablo Mari's virginity was taken in that game. It was very peak for them. And they have come back 3 games in and overtaken title contenders, Manchester United. This is haram. Like, forget everything. This is crazy, akhi. This is just mental. Khalas, this is just crazy. So we just look at the start of the season. All of us have said this sentence. All of us have said Arsenal are relegation contenders. So we just have to come to an agreement together. Either Arsenal are title contenders as well, or Manchester United are also relegation contenders, because it can't be both at the same time. You can't be fighting to stay in the league and win it at the same time. So it has to be one, either or, man. This is a madness to me.
At the moment, we're playing relegation football, and I said that after we got beat after we got beat by Villa, we drew with Everton and got smashed by Leicester. I said we're playing relegation football. At this moment in time, we are on relegation form. Yeah. That's who we are. But Watford are there fighting relegation. They're playing relegation football because they'll win one game, get smashed the other game, and then draw one game, then lose it the next game.
We got them next. You know.
That's what relegation form is. So I said to the Watford, especially the guy who went down and then got up, no pizza for him. Because that's what I say every week. When they win, there's pizza for everybody. That's how Ranieri moves, you know. Everybody, can I buy the pizza? Ranieri's there with a salt and pepper like that on the players' pieces. That's what exactly. Salt Bay, mate. That's
Salt Bay.
Salt Bay, mate. Ranieri Bay, mate. That's what it is. Ranieri Bay. And there's at the moment there isn't. But I think he might be able to keep them up. And the other game that we're going to move on to now, if I can find it, is Leicester City Leeds United. What did you thought about this game? I thought Leeds, that's the most wasteful I've ever seen them in a game. They were so wasteful. They rushed at every shot. They opened Leicester up. By the way, everybody's thinking, we're going to ask Hossam when we go to the Man United. We've left it till the end, Habibi, because he's going to go off, right? So he's the perfect guest because he actually was there when Rodgers was the manager. He's a Liverpool fan, and he can tell us about Rodgers, Liverpool, and give us a bit more into Rodgers, what he's like as a manager, the pros and cons. They opened them up, chance after chance after chance, and they rushed at everything. They snatched at everything. And I think it was the pressure. If that was an away game for Leeds, I think they'll win 3, couple of goals ahead in any team. But because they were at home and they're getting used to the fans in the stadium and groaning and moaning after every chance, they opened Leicester up. Leicester only need one chance. And yet, guess what? Bielsa didn't watch the game against Man United, did he? Because Leeds scored 10 seconds later, equalizer, same ball, Johnny Evans.
Yeah, Barnes.
Same ball. Yep. Same ball. Yep. Oh, right. Hit the winger. Ball inside. Bang.
Bang, I know. But they don't know defense with Leeds, so we know that, innit? Leeds are they're just kind of naive defensively, and that's a problem. And that's why they'll struggle to finish anywhere above top 10. I think this season they'll finish below top 10. I reckon 12.
And I also think Leeds are massively missing their striker,
of course,
Patrick Bamford. I think he's been a huge loss for them, and it's almost like if he's not playing,
Rafinha,
Rafinha, he's kind of producing, but not as much as when Bamford is there. He's like their focal point, and when he's not there, they struggle big time. I think they should have had some sort of replacement who's in the mold of like a Patrick Bamford, who's playing the same way.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
They don't have that.
Yeah. Instead, they went and got Dan James, who looks even worse in the Leeds squad now. He looks terrible.
Exactly.
He already looked bad with us, but with Leeds.
Don't forget that first 3 months, man. Daniel James was on fire.
He was on fire.
Remember that Leicester game? Was it Leicester?
Yeah,
man. That goal.
No.
Why was Southampton?
Southampton.
When he cut in and put it top bins.
Put it top bins. Yeah. Right? You know what? Man like me, someone I would have sympathized saying, people, United fans were singing, Dan James on James is on fire. Your defense is terrified. James is on fire. Your defense is terrified.
It's different now. It's completely different.
Listen,
Sancho's
how are you giving Sonic the Hedgehog a song? That's just wrong, man. This is not correct. This is not. Manchester United are giving Sonic the Hedgehog a song. You know what? Just on Leeds, I genuinely believe Leeds could get relegated. This could be a personal agenda for me because I want Rafinha. So if he gets relegated, we get discount. Because listen, you know Liverpool, we just like to shop on the free as much as we can. If they get relegated, we get Rafinha on the cheap. And if they continue playing like this, because low key they've just been so underwhelming, man. Yeah. If Newcastle with Eddie Howe and signings start to win, Norwich with a new guy, whoever it is, start to win and stuff, Leeds could be one of the teams in trouble. Make no mistake. And I do agree with Saeed. Definitely not in the top 10 this season. 100%.
Yeah.
And you know why? Well, so far anyway, last season, the players that were scoring, like the left winger, the guy from
Dallas.
These guys are not finding the bin. Gallas was. Yeah, he's like sometimes goal of the month was about his goals.
Yeah.
Like it's not about
He scored a banger against us as well.
Both games he scored. The other guy actually scored their banger against us as well. Ailing, yeah. None of the fullbacks are contributing. It's only going through Rafinha now that Bamford is injured.
Yeah.
And Leicester City, bro. They're grinding out results, even though their defense is absolute abysmal. The Leeds cut them open time after time again. And here we're going to come to that at the end. But Leicester City do what Leicester City do. Harvey Barnes is one of the young, talented footballers. He hit it. He said, as soon as he left my feet, I knew that was going in. And at the end of the day, they could have won it as well. So it was a tight, entertaining game. But Leeds need to pick up more points at home, or else, like Osam said, and Aaron says it's going to be peak. They don't want to be in a relegation battle playing that type of football. And we come to the game of the weekend, people. That was the game of the weekend for neutrals. But Hassam, talk to me. Liverpool 2, West Ham United 3.
I want to hear this.
Second half, you were moving like Man United at times.
Listen, I have never been called on to YouTube shows as much as today. I feel like a hot girl walking through a group of guys like it's a madness. Like I literally have 3 shows just today still to hop on. Like everyone is just absolutely celebrating Liverpool's first loss. Like it's just everyone's gone mad, man. People are on my DMs, people are atting me. Everyone's like, yo, I want you on my channel. I'm like, bro, what is this? This is the first loss, one loss. But listen, West Ham deserved to win. Yesterday, obviously, in-house problems with Robertson. As much as you know, we keep just saying he's the best left back and stuff. I just don't think he's been performing at the level. A lot of people, the problem is with our fan base. Every fan base has a specific problem. The Liverpool fan base, because we're militant, we're just a fan base that's ready to fight all the time. We always want to protect our own, and at the same time, that leads to sentiment sometimes in football. So you just have sentimental feelings like Robertson is the best left back in the world for the past 3-4 years. I agree, but we have someone else on the bench who has been outperforming him every single game he's played, which is Kostas Tsimikas. And when you look at the midfield, for example, Henderson has dropped off as well. Henderson is no longer playing like the Jordan Henderson we all know and love, like pressure doing. Suddenly he decided to include Rabonas and skill moves in his game. Brother, you're 32. You're 32. Why are you doing skill moves at 32? You're not Ronaldinho.
You're not that guy.
What is this, bro? Just be Jordan Henderson. We're happy. Just be Jordan Henderson. There's no need for you to suddenly act like you were born in Rio de Janeiro. You were born in Newcastle upon time. Behave like it. Just pass the ball left and right and just be a normal football player, man.
To be fair, Hussam, it worked against us because when he did that pass with the outside of his foot to Salah, it worked. Do you know what I mean? It worked.
Low-key, if we played you every week, we'd win the league.
Exactly. You're not playing every week. Somebody needs to get older.
Especially Henderson.
Somebody needs to grab Henderson and go, you're not playing Man United every week.
No, I know.
He did that and then he looked himself in the mirror and he went, wow.
Just getting too giddy. Exactly what Nuruddin always says. Just getting too giddy. Like why are you celebrating it? But look, it's the problem is if I just want to say this. The problem is not necessarily the loss. The problem is the how. Because this has happened against Brighton. Brighton, I said it live on camera, should have won the game. We were lucky to get a point. This has happened against Brentford. When you look at it, it's the way it's happening.
Yeah.
The problem we currently have is how fast we go from having a chance to conceding a chance. That's just the issue. And I just want to say to rival fans, please understand that Trent is not the goalkeeper and the right back and the two center backs and the left back at the same time. There are other people in the back line you can blame. Trent is not at fault for every goal Liverpool concede, brother. Like, please watch the replay again. People are just dissecting it in a way to make it Trent's fault.
Was it, do you reckon Klopp got it wrong playing Matip instead of Konate? Konate, for me, would have been more physical in terms of pacing behind. Every time they kept targeting Matip. For me, Matip's a very underrated, but for this game, that's the reason why they played Konate against Liverpool, because of the pacing behind with Rashford. Do you reckon they made a mistake there?
Yes, I think Klopp got it wrong. Klopp has been getting it wrong sometimes. Like, no one's immune to criticism. He has been getting it wrong because, like our fan base, he is sentimental and have favorites. I think the Robertson thing now, like a lot of people now are just saying it like, listen, we need to bench him for Tsimikas. And the same thing in defense as well. Konate, because of his pace, you guys saw it on the counter-attack. It's different.
Wow.
He just so fast, so powerful, just pushes anyone to the side. So I'm not saying Matip is an incredible defender, like you said, but probably when you want to play a high line as high as we played against West Ham, Konate probably suits it more. So I do agree. Klopp got the substitutions wrong as well. So in game as well got the substitutions wrong. No one's immune to criticism. But listen, go ahead. To me,
the second half was very interesting.
It was very objective.
The second half was very interesting because while I was watching the game, I'm like, okay, this is West Ham. The West Ham drill way Moyes has got them drilled. It's to counter. It's to keep the game central. Don't give people out. Well, as soon as the ball comes in central, they press you hard. It's like a trap. They kept setting that trap for you where it's like almost as soon as you enter their half, say about 25 yards out from or 30 yards away from the goal, they go aggressive. They go aggressive winning the ball back with Bowen. They've got two guys, Fornals and Bowen, who can run, right? And Benrahma, who can also run. And also the other guy, when he's out, you know what I mean? That big man, when he's out of their team, they look totally different.
Yeah.
But why are you playing it into their hands? And I agreed with Carragher in the commentary. He said, just drop. Just give it at 10 yards. You're technically good enough as a team to drop 10 to 15 yards, let them win the ball back, and then you're at their back four. And I didn't see, it wasn't just Trent. I just didn't see Robinson. I don't know this. I don't know if he's carrying an injury. I don't know whether it's the because, he went to the Euros and Scotland don't really qualify for championships, whether he's drained. He doesn't look like himself on the ball and off the ball. He's not looking. Players lose form sometimes. Fergie, the genius of Fergie, bro. Ozam, he used to get players not performing. Go have a couple of weeks off. This other guy come in, he'll do the job. That's what he used to do. Get yourself right and then come back to me. Because he would trust them, they'll be his favorites. But he would take them out of the team because for the betterment of them. At times he was stubborn. I just saw that. To me, I'm not getting gassed because people are all getting at me. Moyes, we take Moyes back. You sacked Moyes. Should have stopped.
Oh my God!
You're getting triggered, Nordin, man. You're getting triggered.
For Allah.
Right, come on, behave yourselves. But for me,
how would you
credit,
survive if
credit,
that happened? You wouldn't survive, honestly.
Listen, I know that this is what it is. It's crazy because people are just trying to banter me. Like I said, Man United lose, we all become targets of banter. And people are like Moyes. But Forever playing bubbles, it sang out their stadium, and you have to give it to them. But I thought Liverpool second half, I was mystified that they didn't create. They created 2 chances in the second half, and for a Liverpool team, that's where Bobby's so crucial, bro. Bobby's so crucial because Bobby would have stood on Rice. He would have stood on Rice and made him Basmati of his own, bro. That's what he would have done. Trust me. But Rice was the ball. Another guy who thinks he's better than who he is Rice at the moment. He thinks he's some baller.
No. Respect, man. You got to give him respect, though, man. He's playing well, man.
Listen, other teams are making him that good because they're just thinking, he's that guy. He's not that good. Well, he's on good form at the moment. He's on good form at the moment. Let's not get carried away.
But I don't think he's that good all season, man.
Saeed, here's the thing. You're completely correct, but just one question on this. If you and I right now watch La Liga, the French league, the German league, and the Italian league consistently, how many players do you think we could get on a Declan Rice level for half his price? About 15, 20.
But we shouldn't base it that on, because it's always going to be British tax anyway. So it's never going to be a fair argument.
I'm not down with the British tax. I'm never down with the British tax.
No, but he's going to cost like 70 million, man. Yeah, 70 million is a lot of money.
But let's talk about the Trent free kick. What a absolute free kick!
Yeah, that was
unbelievable.
The one touch to control, and then to choose Bowen at the end of. Why are you putting the smallest guy at the end of a wall? You're put one of the big guys at the end of the wall, or in the center, because that's how they're gonna bend it. What kind of a wall was that? They put Quasimodo, because that's what it is. We're talking about Quasimodo. Those of you who don't know what Quasimodo, you know the history. Short guys, Quasimodo on the end, and he just whips it around him. Brilliant technique.
Brilliant
free kick.
Yeah.
And then talk to me about Alisson, Hassan.
Why do you want me to talk about all the negative things? Let me big up Trent first, man. Let me big up Trent.
He has it in him, but he can also make saves that wins you titles and wins you a Champions League. He has it in
Alisson has a howler performance once every 3-4 months. Like, this just happens. Like, literally, I'm okay with it. I've made peace with it. Alisson's gonna have a howler every 3-4 months, so I'm cool with that. But then he's gonna bounce back, and we'll see the Alisson we all like. So I'm not really worried about him. I think there's a genuine argument, and I'm not even trying to take the piss. You could blame Alisson for every single one of the goals. There's a genuine argument for every single goal. The first one, he was weak on the corner. The second one, if you notice, while Van Dijk was running at Fornals, he probably had him covered, by the way. Alisson decides to come out, and the shot was shot right next to him, and then it goes in. And the third one as well, it's in his box, and it's in the little box in front of the keeper. It's not even in the penalty box. It's just in that tiny box, so he could have held it. But look, when it comes to Alisson, I know for sure he'll come back. But when it comes to Trent now, let's just talk a bit positive, because I know 3 United fans smelling blood here. First loss for Liverpool. But anyway, look, when it comes to Trent,
forever
bubbles in the air.
Guys, you're below Arsenal. Guys, you're below West Ham.
We know we're clutching our straws. Anything is a breather. We can breathe. Yesterday, we were basically in the middle of the sea, deepest waters, not coming up for a breath. 3-1.
All the United fans that deactivated after the City loss reactivated after West Ham win. Like, people, I swear, people are so shameless. They're telling me West Ham's my second club because I live across the road. I'm like, what are you on about? You've never mentioned this. What is this?
It's got United in it, that's why. That's what they say.
The level of shamelessness.
Right, I'm from East London, mate. That's Moloch Skeezer. All right.
I've had enough. I can't wait till Arsenal kick you out of the top 4 and United finish 5th. And Arteta's tricky Reds finish in the top 4. Wallahi, all you United fans, I am gonna ruin people's lives in the spaces, because you know I'm on spaces most of the time. Yeah. It's gonna be peak. It's gonna be peak for so many United fans. But look, just on Trent, on a real note, this man, like, obviously I did a player ratings yesterday, and I gave him a 7, and I gave everyone else a lower score because I thought he was our best player in the game, hands down our best player in the game. And even if you look back at when we were 3-2 down, in the 92nd minute, he created an opportunity, the diving header for Mane. If Mane scores that, Trent has a free kick goal, was involved in the second goal, and created the goal in 92nd minute. His delivery, his passing, everything, the way he dictates the game from right back is absolutely phenomenal. And honestly, when it comes to Trent, people just love to run stinky agendas on this guy. He can't defend, blah, blah, just a lazy argument when their club employs Booker T and right back. So I'm not having it. So it's just one of them ones, like, especially United fans. If you're a United fan, don't talk to me about right back. Your right back is Booker T. Your left back is Big Show. Your 2 midfielders are the Dudley boys. Allow it. Just don't even talk to me about anything. Like, Trent would 100% start in your team. He'd probably be your second, third.
You don't want to lay out, man. That's your problem, Nordin.
What do you mean Ollie out? What do you mean Ollie out? I said give the man.
You're Ollie in.
I'm Ollie in. Listen, the Ollie in
section. The
The Ollie sexuals, the people who get aroused when I go Ollie out, it's nothing to do with Ollie, mate. It's about the football structure.
It's not me, like you said, it's not don't shoot the messenger, it's a chat.
It's the chat. I mean?
Oh, they're coming for you, man.
Listen, they can always come for me, man. They can always come for me. At the end of the day, we will be here screaming, and Hassan will back me up on this. Without football structure, we'll be here screaming the next manager out, Rodgers out, this out. But anyway, let's go into it.
Wait and see post-Klopp real structure what happens. Wait and see. You'll see us linked to Potter, but not Conte, because we have a specific way of playing football. That's definitely gonna happen.
Of course, here we go. We go with the 0-0 and a red card in the game. Everton versus
boring game, man. Boring game.
Everton. Antonio, you wanted Antonio, yeah? He served you up some absolute dry rice. Look at that. Dry rice, yeah? Dry rice. You got your blood milk. Listen, I'm joking. He's not had enough time to get his fundamentals into them. But what do you think of Antonio to Tottenham and how Tottenham are going to change?
Who, me?
Saeed.
Oh, sorry. For me, he needs players, man. There's players in there that are not good enough from the previous regime. I still believe Nuno, in a way, was kind of dealt with the wrong hand. You know what I mean? It was very harsh. You know what I mean? There was not much more you could do, really. But for me, Conte needs players. I heard him talking about, there's reports of Chiellini coming in as a short-term option to the end of the year. Wouldn't surprise me if he gets a 37-year-old Chiellini just to play the back foot free.
Could you imagine? I swear I'm going outside their ground and going, but it is that. Go on, Aaron. I'll leave you to it. Go on. If Chiellini comes in at Spurs, we're doing a video outside Spurs' ground. And Aaron, let him know what is...
It's the history of the Tottenham.
It is the history of the Tottenham.
You know what I said? I said, now that Conte is at Tottenham, I said that one of the players he might bring in January on loan is, how old is he now? 37, 38-year-old striker?
Quagliarella, yeah.
Quagliarella. I think he might be the first signing on loan. I think he's going to bring in hell of Italian, man. He's going to bring his trusted people, Quagliarella. He might bring in a Skriniar. He might bring in, I think he might bring in some his people. Brozovic is out of contract at the end of the season. He might go to Spurs now. Bags of experience, very good DM. Conte can build something at Tottenham.
This is, it is what it is. I never wanted him because I know our football structure is not good enough for us to compete for the Champions League or the league. I just want a footballing coach. I want a drill sergeant who drills good football. And all those 5 at the back sexuals can miss me out with that talk. I don't want Man United playing 5 at the back at Old Trafford. Get this out of your heads. I don't want that. I want to see 4-3-3. I want to see progressive attacking football because that's all I'm going to have as a United fan under this ownership and under this football structure. So miss me out with Antonio. No, man, I'm not having it. If he would have come to OT, I would have ripped that wig off. I would have ripped that wig off and put it on my head.
See them 3, that comment, the last one there. Those 3 signings are very realistic. I can see him bringing Vidal. I can see him bringing a Quagliarella.
You reckon?
Yeah, bro.
He's still bouncing goals, bro.
Harry Kane's not interested anymore. He doesn't want to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I don't know Quagliarella. He might bring in a Dzeko maybe or something. Or
no, but Dzeko's
what's shocking about these names? Because when you look at the Tottenham squad, with all due, there's no need to respect Tottenham. But anyway, 25 squad, like 25 player squad. There's genuinely about 13 players of them who are championship quality. Forget Champions League. Forget Prem, championship quality. Like, there are players in there. Eric Dyer is still a centre-back at that football club. Oliver Skipp, Harry Winks, they still play football for Tottenham. Emerson Royal plays football. Doherty plays football for them. Hugo Lloris has been their keeper since I was in school, and he's still their goalkeeper. It's just
it's crazy. On his name.
No, but he's been there for time, bro.
He has been there for time.
Yeah, like, how long has he been there, bro? Like,
what? When you're the first choice, and your second, the guys who are supposed to be challenging you all leave. And you've seen every one of them come in and get off. Know then something else is going on. He's their captain. That's why he's their captain. Yeah. It's crazy. But anyway, we've left it. We're going to say it, people. We go to Saturday morning, first game. Actually, we're going to go do, first game in that week on the weekend, man. First game. But we missed the game, didn't we? It was Southampton against Villa. That was on the Friday.
What's sacked now? Is Dean Smith is sacked?
Dean Smith, mate, sacked.
Rightfully so,
by the way. Rightfully so. This is what happens when expectation moves higher. This is what a club does. When expectation moves higher, you sack the manager. And that's what they've done with Dean Smith. That's it's a harsh reality. When they have better players, they have the structure's changing, everything's changing, the demands change, and ultimately you lose your job. And it's, there's no time, there's no room for sentiment that he got them from the championship and all this. He reached the level and he reached the ceiling. And that's
he's a fan as well, by the way. He's a fan. So he's a big fan. His dad bought him there when he was 5 years old. So he's a big fan of Villa. The whole end Villa fans keep telling him he's a whole ender. That's what it is. He's a whole ender. And that's what they did to him. They give him, but I think it was a bit too harsh. I think they should have maybe given him till January to get a defensive coach. I think since John Terry's left, they've been wanting at the back. I think John Terry was there masking a lot with his coaching in terms of the defense. And as soon as he left, it's like when that guy left us, Luis Ferreira left at United. We started to concede FC.
You know what I think? I think the chairman looked at it from a perspective of, listen, we sold Grealish, we got 100 million, and we reinvested that into quality players. Why is it not working? Because Danny Ings hasn't hit the ground running. Buendia is kind of struggling as well. Who else did they bring in? So it's Buendia, Danny Ings, and Leon Bailey.
He got injured. Well. He's injured. Adapting to the new league.
Yeah. So I think they're looking at it from a perspective of maybe all three haven't hit the ground running, but at least one of them should have been like
fire on fire.
Do you know what I mean? Should have been.
To me, Buendia is a baller. If you can't get the best out of Buendia, you're failing as a coach. Me personally,
because he's a brilliant player. Man.
He's a fantastic. I remember that game Norwich we were watching
when they played against us.
Me and Aaron sat next to each other at Old Trafford, and we were like, we hammered them. I think it was 4-something. We beat them.
He was their best player.
He was their best player by far. Absolutely best player by far. Love, bro. The biggest thing is this, Saeed. Should they have waited or should they have sacked him?
No, you got, man. Again, no room for sentiment, man. You know what I mean? Again, the expectations went up. You know what I mean? And that's the reality of football, man.
I think they must have given him some time.
In what way?
You know what? One interesting thing is that after that was his last win was at Old Trafford. He can have that on his CV. I went to Old Trafford and bullied Man United and won, but they never won a game ever since then. And Everton have not won a game. Everton have not won a game ever since they battered us at Old Trafford.
Aston Villa's last 6 games, they've had one win in the last 6 games, and that win was against who?
Old Trafford.
Manchester United.
And we were all there.
Leicester City have won 2 of their 4 last games. One of those wins, Man United. Everton have won 1 in their last 6 as well. Or I think they drew. They drew a lot of games. One of those draws, Manchester United. Like, it's getting ridiculous. Everyone's getting results against us, and then they go and be bad in the next game.
I know.
It's crazy.
Even Liverpool, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they drew to Burnley and they lost to West Ham.
Yeah. Look, no, they drew to Brighton and lost to West Ham. Yeah, of course, because everybody's playing like Man United, right? We come to the time, people. Me and Saeed were there. Aaron, what was it like watching it on television?
It was. Because obviously, when you watch on television, you have the view on the whole.
Because of the camera.
Yeah, of the camera, you have the view on the whole pitch. It was shocking to see. I'm not going to lie. It was very shocking to see this constant negative approach to games. And this is, I'm not going to sit here and, obviously, I've got my thoughts on Ollie and whatever, but I'm trying to be constructive to make people understand how bad this coach actually is. This guy does not learn from his mistakes, Nordin. He doesn't. He fielded the same team 3 times against Atalanta at home. Yes, we came back and won 3-2 against Atalanta. And then the 5-0 happened against Liverpool. He changed it. And then he kept it against Atalanta away. And then he kept it again against Man City. So, listen, the 4-2-3-1, this is the thing that people have to understand. Last season, when Van der Beek came in, we were meant to play 4-3-3 because he is a player that thrives in that kind of system. He tried to play that 4-3-3. He came on and scored against Palace, remember? And then the 6-1 happened against Spurs. Boom. All of a sudden, we stop. Alarm bells, 4-2-3-1. Let's go for security. And he's never changed it ever since. And at the time, I said, This formation is going to be rinsed until we get slapped again. Surprise, surprise. What happens against Liverpool? We get smacked. Change of formation. Again, 5 at the back now. Ooh, let's try something different. So now it kind of worked against Spurs, but Spurs were dead. Let's be honest.
Oh, mate, Spurs were terrible.
It kind of worked against Atalanta, but then against City again, humiliation. And I think in his head, if he stays for the Watford game, he's going to think, oh, hold on. We only conceded 2 goals against City. So
he's gone to Norway, Aaron. Does that make any difference for you that he's gone to Norway today?
I don't know.
Does that tell you anything?
No, I don't, because I've seen the little speculations and the comparisons, and I don't know.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's not about him anymore, Saeed. It's never about him anymore.
So no, I'm not. Listen, no, just relax. I'm
just
thinking this about Oli.
I know. I'm just speaking about.
Jonathan is ready to talk about structure. He's ready.
Structure.
The way we approach games has just been nothing short of an embarrassment because we approach games with the wrong mentality. From the moment that you hear one of your players, Scott McTominay, say, we're underdogs in every game, there's something wrong with the mentality.
David Moyes said that. He got the sack after a couple of weeks later. A month later, he got sacked when he said that.
I know we're going through a tough period, but we're Manchester United. You will never in our lives.
Look around the dressing room. Look around the dressing room. The players we have, the attacking players we have at this club.
We should never even think of being underdogs, even if you know that the team you're facing is better than you. We've never had that kind of mentality.
I'm going to stop you there 1 second. Guys, you watching. There's nearly 150 of you watching. 65 likes. What the hell are you doing, people?
Smash the likes up right now.
When do you ever get Hassam, who watches every game, who does watch-alongs, Saeed, Aaron, all together? I've got to take the band back together. Plus, we got a new member.
Come on, man. Smash it.
He might be a scouser, but so what? He smash a bloody like he's like Glazer's slaphead, mate. Smash it, Glazer's slaphead. You're slapping the wig of Conte. Smash it. I know Tottenham Spurs fans are coming for me going, wait till we come there. Wait till we come to... Listen, you can come. I will run on that pitch and remove that wig. I'm old enough to remember him being a player, bro. The man had absolute hairline to the back there. The whole of the back of his head was bigger than Zidane's, bro. That's what it was. That's how big it was, right? It was like some bombs just gone off. That's how big it was.
And I wanted to carry on, yeah. A few things I will blame Oli for is,
he's out of his depth, bro. He's just making up as we go along now.
2 seasons ago, they talked about youth, courage, and success. That slogan went out the window as soon as we signed Igalo.
Of course.
It took them 6 months. Do you know what I mean? Oli has sacrificed the youth just for the hype of Cristiano Ronaldo. And I'm not saying that I don't like Cristiano Ronaldo. I was happy when we signed him, but I had my doubts. And at the time, I remember I said it very clearly, and I got slaughtered for it. I remember saying it very clearly. Is this really a good signing for us? Because I said at the time, Ronaldo is a good signing for the Premier League, but is he a good signing for Manchester United? And at the time, I also said, I think 2 players are going to suffer from Cristiano Ronaldo coming back. I think Greenwood's going to suffer from it, and I think Martial is going to suffer from it. But the way football works and the way you always say it, you can't hide on the pitch. Surprise, surprise, it's 3 players suffering from it now. There's Martial, there's Greenwood, and there's Sancho.
Yeah.
Greenwood was firing before Ronaldo came in. He played up front, 3 goals in 3 games. Fantastic start. He was meant to be our main striker today. Oli saw that Cristiano was available. Oh my God, Cristiano was there. I've won the lottery. I'm going to win the league now. That's not how it works, Mr. Sancho.
Absolutely.
That's not how it works.
The cheat code. He got the cheat code, innit?
You're fielding a team with no balance. How can you field a team with a front 3 of Ronaldo, Rashford, and Greenwood when they're all 3 the same? They're always going to choose to shoot before they pass to someone else.
At the end of the day,
people are surprised that our front 3 is not scoring enough.
Listen, at the end of the day, he's making it up as he go along. Saeed, I think you've heard Saeed's views.
Yeah.
Saeed to be there, his vlog. Honestly, I persuaded him to get the vlog out. Both of us dejected. It was raining, miserable day. We did the match reaction here. And he was dejected. I'm not going to speak for him, but speak for yourself. And then we're going to go to Osam. Because Osam, did you do a watch-along? You did a watch-along, obviously.
Of course, man, of course. Now, for me, just to kind of touch on it a little bit, I let Hassam get his thoughts. But, for me, it was a slow death for me on that game, watching it. You even look at the fans when I got there, man. it was a bit of singing, and then that died out as soon as City just kept toying us around, just kept passing and moving. And what they did is they got Kyle Walker in the midfield, then they stretched the centre backs. They do it all the time, you know what I mean? The inverted fullbacks, and Cancelo drives into the midfield. They packed the midfield. They got there. They got the numbers in, and that was the plan. I knew that Kevin De Bruyne was going to play in that kind of false nine, but Bernardo got in behind. Foden got in behind. They knew what they were doing. Every single thing was coordinated to the point where we just absolutely looked clueless. We had Mike Phelan standing on the touchline trying to tell Mason Greenwood to stay compact in that midfield. You know, because Greenwood, when you look at him, he's not the sort of person that gives you 100%. He doesn't run everywhere like a lost child.
He needs to be coached into that.
I know. That's what I'm saying to you. So he looks like he's not trying, but at the same time, he's thinking, I don't want to be running down blind alleys like Bruno does a lot. You know, that maybe Rashford does a lot. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to get the ball. And what he was doing is he was getting the ball on the edge of the touchline, on the halfway line, and he was getting crowded out. So that was the frustration for me. And the worst thing was the second half was the longest second half I've ever witnessed, man. Oh my God, it was just literally just pain. City just doing olays, keeping the ball, passing the ball. Like, I don't remember one chance in that second half. And I don't know if there wasn't.
We only had one shot. We only had one shot in the whole game in 94 minutes.
And that was Ronaldo's effort, you know.
That's it. And Mason Greenwood, and that would have papered over the biggest crack in
history. Absolutely.
How many times did we say we shouldn't be scoring? That's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign, that we shouldn't be scoring because it papers. And I think with the Liverpool one, even if Bruno Fernandes scored that, I still think Liverpool would have scored 5.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
But at least we made chances against Liverpool. Alisson made a couple of saves. In this one, we didn't even get the ball. Hassan watching it. As a neutral, watching it. Go on. You saw
I wasn't a neutral. I wanted United to win because City are our title rivals, unlike you guys. So definitely wanted United to win. But listen, on a real one.
I just walked into that one, didn't I? I walked.
Yes, you did. You fully walked into it. Listen, I feel like when it comes to United, Oli, like Nurdin, structure 100%. But we're talking about 90 minutes now. Forget structure. 90 minutes. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in this game, complete. And you know what? The one thing that shows me he doesn't actually believe in the 5 at the back. His first substitution is take Bailly off. That shows me from the start you do not believe in the formation you're playing. You yourself as a manager don't have faith in the formation you chose. You chose that formation. No one else chose it. You chose it, and you decided to take Bailly off. How many times have you seen Conte take off one of his 3 at the back centre backs to replace him? How many times have you seen any manager who plays 3-5-2, 5-3-2, whatever it is? How many times have you seen Tuchel take off a centre back to turn it into a 4-3-3? I've never seen it, whether they're attacking, whether they're defending, because they believe in the team they set out. Make no mistake, there is a way you can play with 5 at the back with Man United, and it still could work. But the problem is the lack of balance. Even if we say, I'll mention 2 players who are playing at a higher level than Greenwood and Ronaldo. When you look at Liverpool, if we were to put Salah and Mane together up top, it wouldn't work, because you need someone who is actually creative. There is no creativity there when it comes to Ronaldo and Greenwood. Yes. I feel like the 2 up top with Ronaldo and Greenwood was definitely wrong. Should have went with Ronaldo and Rashford, or trigger word for some United fans, Ronaldo and Martial, because Martial can still hold up the ball. He can still bring people into play. So definitely when it comes to Martial, he could have done better. And in midfield as well, the same thing, bro. Like in midfield, at the end of the day, whether people like it or not, Donny van de Beek is getting linked to a move away from Manchester United. He is not getting linked to Norwich City. He's not getting linked to Southampton. He's getting linked to Real Madrid, to Barcelona, to Inter Milan, to Juventus. He's getting linked to the biggest upper echelon football clubs in Europe, which shows you his level. Donny van de Beek bossed Real Madrid in their prime away at the Santiago Bernabeu in the midfield. Donny van de Beek has played false 9. He's played number 8. He's played number 6. As you can see, a very smart, intelligent footballer. So when it comes to Donny, if you want to play 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, if you want to play 5 at the back, he definitely needs to be in there. Forget egos. Forget who starts and who drops. Play for Manchester United. Play for the club, not for the names. It doesn't matter. The who gets dropped does not matter. It genuinely does not matter. I feel like going forward now, I feel like the McFred experiment has failed. So the least you can do is play someone, drop one of them, and play someone else instead. I'm not even saying Van de Beek and Matic because that's the cool thing to say. I'm gonna say Donny Van de Beek and Fred. And make no mistake, United fans, Aaron and I'm Nuruddin, you might need to hear this. I'm gonna cheer you guys up. All these players who you think are absolutely useless, when a new manager comes in, you are going to change your mind. Fred goes to Brazil, plays passes like Kevin De Bruyne in that midfield and assists Neymar. Scott McTominay plays as a defender in a back three for Scotland. That needs so much defensive IQ, and he does it. So that shows me even those two who get so how can I say, so attacked by United fans, even they perform well for their national teams. Maguire, garbage, but plays well for England. So listen, under a new manager, all these players, you are going to be changing your minds on them 100%. But the problem is you're linked with Brendan Rodgers. You're linked with other managers who, if Rodgers comes in,
would you be fearful if Man United got Brendan Rodgers? Would you co-sign that as a Liverpool fan?
Zero, of course. As a Liverpool fan, I will co-sign Oli staying. I'll co-sign Rodgers. I'll co-sign Southgate. I'll co-sign quite a few people, man. It's just,
who would you be fearful of?
I would be fearful of Zidane, 100,000,000%. Second most guy I'd fear is Ten Hag. Those two are the two scariest ones.
Wow. What about if you got Ranić as an interim till the end of the season?
Ooh, Ralf Rangnick is another scary one because he's the one that Nagelsmann, Klopp, and other German managers basically imitate his game and stuff. So he's like the granddaddy, if you want to say, of the young German managers. Nagelsmann as well, all of them. He
is by far. Even influenced Pep Guardiola. He's even influenced Pep Guardiola, and Mancini even influenced Mancini. The way teams press with his 8-second press, he would be a perfect director of football. But unfortunately, we're not gonna get that. To me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was inept. What I saw against Everton, what I saw against Newcastle, I only missed one home game this season. That was the West Ham game in the League Cup, right? But every other game I've been there at home in the league game, especially, and in the Champions League. And what I saw against Villarreal for me was one of the worst things I've ever seen. Because if Villarreal had finishers, they would have destroyed us that night. At the end of the day, these players are confused by the way what he's telling them. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was done because I always say to you, Aaron, there's nowhere to hide on the football pitch. That's why I've been saying all season. When people say, oh, you know, Ole, I'm like, the evidence will be there. The evidence, place where nobody can hide is on the football pitch. And all will be revealed. I kept telling people, all will be revealed. And I've been telling the therapy army on here, all will be revealed. Because if it's good enough, or whether I say, whether you say, or Hassam says, Saeed says, or any of the United moves out, the truth is always best there because there's nowhere to hide. At the end of the day, Manchester United football structure is not there to win a Champions League or to win the Premier League. We can win trophies. We can win the Europa League. We can win the FA Cup. We can win the League Cup. But because the recent history shows that this coaching, the manager are not good enough. The idea that they got given after what we witnessed, right? What we witnessed in the Europa League final is dumbfounded to me. And that's what it tells you guys. If anybody was making football decisions at this football club that has any level of football IQ, they should have said, thank you, but no thank you. See you later. But no, they're sticking, they've given 3-year contract, and apparently they're still negotiating Kieran McKenna and Michael Carrick's contracts as coaching staff. So Hassan, you're going to be ripping us. You're going to absolutely trend, no problem. You're going to, because that's what, bask in it. Because I know Fergie destroyed aspects of your childhood. I know Manchester United destroyed some of your childhood. So revenge is sweet. That's what they always say, innit? Revenge is sweet.
Brother, people are telling me, like, what do you expect? Ferguson ruined my childhood growing up. When it's time to pay back, you want me to be quiet. I've said this to other people. If you're a non-United fan, you're like, oh, I feel bad for United. You're a disgrace if you feel bad for them. These people have ruined our lives for the past 20 years. Football is a cycle. It's time to have fun now. This is our time. You know what's going to happen? They're going to keep Oli. Forget, they're not going to sack him. They're going to keep Oli. And this cycle is going to go on and on and on. And before you know it, the 8 years become 10. And then it becomes 15. And then it becomes 20. And then it becomes 30. And it's...
Before we go, how important was the football structure at Liverpool, Hassan?
Very important. Because obviously, the structure was built in a certain specific way, and this people get shocked a lot when I say this. I know for a fact we will get linked with Graham Potter, but we will not get linked with Antonio Conte or Jose Mourinho. They're 10 times the manager, but we have a specific style of playing. We have a specific manager we want. We want a manager who can work with youth. We want a manager who plays offensive football. It's very simple. You are going to come in. You are not going to change everything that's happening at the football club. You are going to follow in the footsteps because it's a successful formula. So that's all that's going to happen. So even when Klopp leaves, I have people going like, oh, we're going to... No. Yes, football has a cycle. And yes, we might fall off. But we'll fall off from first, second to fourth. We're not going to fall off to 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. That's not going to happen. We'll continue to be in the top 4. We'll continue to, challenge Champions League, etc. because of the structure. And you know what? People put disrespect on his name, but if Klopp left tomorrow, I'd happily take Potter. I would genuinely happily take him. Yeah. I think what he's doing is absolutely phenomenal. So, it's just, I fully love him, man.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Guys, please, Assam, let them know where they can find you, bro.
Here's the name of my channel right here. This is football. I am a Liverpool fan, but my channel is a channel for all football fans. You can see content for Man United, for Chelsea, for Liverpool, for everything. We also have new shows planned, a lot of things, planned coming up in inshallah. So big up Nuruddin. And before you subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe to Nuruddin's channel as well. Brilliant content as always. And even though he might do your head in with the structure thing, he is completely correct. So make no mistake, everything he says is correct. Nuruddin has been receiving apologies on Twitter Spaces from fans because they've said, Nuruddin, you know what, you've been right all along. So, big up Nuruddin. Thanks so much for having me. It's an honor. Big up to Saeed as well. I know he's gone now, but big up to Saeed. Aaron, a pleasure as well. Hopefully we do get to work as well in the future. Same, likewise, Nuruddin as well. Big up your damn selves and thank you guys so much.
This guy, IQ football, next level, absolute objective about not just about about every team in this league.
Yeah.
He lives and breathes football. Wallahi. Those of you understand what I mean by it. Lives and breathes football. So if you don't subscribe to his channel, you're doing a disservice to yourself. So go ahead to this football, follow him. He's in the spaces. Those of you follow us on Twitter, check out the spaces. Don Hassam 6, and the 6 is for amount of Champions League staying.
That's a good note to end on.
That's a good note to end. Therapy Army, thank you so much. Big up to every one of you. Habibi, I need the contacts of Chelsea fans for them to come on the therapy, Prem therapy. I want to do the Big 6 equivalent, and I want you to be part of it, Habibi. Big up to everybody. Love, respect. United fans, watch your favorite TV shows, eat your favorite food, rest up now for 2 weeks because this board is inadequate. The protest, I will get behind all day, every day, but I'm not getting behind a protest where you're saying the manager out. No, there's no manager out protest. It's the board out, sack the board, Glazers out, all day, every day. Take care. Peace. Sam, thank you so much, bro. Aaron, love. Good to be back with you, brother. Love people.
Love,
Take care.
Take care.